The Advocate comes from a fine tradition of local ownership. And that ownership began as far back as 1871, but it continued to hit the heights in the 70s and 80s with Peter Jorgensen and his wife Kate. And they ran the paper until 1986, till they sold to Hart Hanks, a chain in Texas that then was sold to another chain and sold to another chain. And when I was there, Fidelity Investments bought it for the purpose of editorial control over some fidelity issues that were going on.
You also wrote Jason Guthrie, who is at Gannett right now, or Gannett, I should say. Oh, no, it's Gannett.
Gannett.
The Vice President of Customer Service and Subscriptions, Jason Guthrie, we're talking about, describes the Advocate and Star, which came about just a few weeks ago. They describe the Advocate and Star merger this sunny way. I love your use of words there. The news and information you trust will now cover a larger area, ensuring we are able to keep you in the know about all the happenings in our community. And to me, that's counterproductive to hyperlocal news coverage.
Yes. When I was at the Advocate, we were at 5 Water Street in the basement of the building that has medical offices now. We could just walk across the street to Robbins Library, to the town hall, and we were in touch with the community. The Advocate moved out of 5 Water Street to Woburn Four Corners in 1997, just 2 years after I was gone, and lost touch.
Do you have any idea where the newsroom, if there is one, for the Arlington Advocate and Star is? It's nowhere near Arlington.
That's a very good question. I'm afraid I can't keep track of it. At some times they were in Concord, sometimes they were in Lexington, sometimes in Needham, and I see an address now in Randolph. So I'm confused.
It's pretty sad. What do people do in Arlington regarding legal notices?
Legal notices by law are required to go to the newspaper of record, which is regarded as the Advocate. That's absurd.
Yeah, I would imagine so, without a doubt. Now, you were in touch with a resident here in Arlington, and they sent you some snippets of what they were reading in the new paper that's bigger and better, according to Gannett. Nothing even to faintly suggest that town meeting even began in April. Nothing in the paper at all. Zero, nada, zilch, the empty set, goose egg. The level of climate proposals queried in infrastructure bill, which is, that's from the State House. And the third one, which intrigued me, because when I looked at it, I was kind of perplexed. I had to look at the headline, or at the front page, just to see if I was reading the right paper. Ever want to own a fun park? Carver's Edaville is on the market.
Carver.
Yeah, I'm not...
Near Plymouth.
Yeah. Well, that's not Arlington.
No.
It almost seems like Gannett is not looking at the small picture in this case and realizing Arlington depends on hearing what's going on in Arlington, not Edaville or nothing statewide unless it pertains to Arlington.
To that point, we have a dedicated select board reporter, a dedicated school committee reporter, and in the last year and a half, a board that's never been covered before, the Arlington Housing Authority, because housing is a key issue
right now, especially with town meeting. What can people do to keep this hyperlocal news coverage going nowadays?
They can look at the donate button at the upper right-hand side of the site, and now at certain targeted stories that are well read and not covered at all in the Advocate. Every meeting of town meeting, for instance, this
yes,
8 sessions.
I've been reading that, and it's most informative because, as I said before, it peels back the layers. Have things changed for you with your Arlington now that it's in a nonprofit status and you're trying to get some underwriters?
It's a lot of work, and it involves a board, and it involves reaching out to the community in a much different way. And so on that score, we will be looking for more board members, and we'd like anyone who's interested to reach out to me directly.
All
But
right.
there'll be an appeal coming.
Where can people look for you on a website or a phone number? Or what information can you give out?
There's a row of links at the top. Contact is the easiest one to find.
Right.
I'm there.
And you'll
editor@yourarlington.com.
All right. Sounds good. Is there anything you would like to add? Well, I guess people from Edaville can also give you a little plug too.
There is a daily link at the top of the site, which often comes from CNN, that indicates there is a wider world out there, and I don't emphasize that too much, but it's there just to indicate Arlington's our focus, but there is a world out there.
I was going to say, it doesn't have to be hyper-local when it comes to underwriters. Do you want to add anything before we wrap this up?
I just appreciate the community I love. I've lived here since 1989. I'm not going anywhere. I love it here. I love Arlington, and all the people I've known over the years help make the site what it is, because we have a democracy problem in this country, and we need to be informed about what we're doing.